You think of NASA, you might think of the future of space exploration, but today, NASA is celebrating the planet right under our feet and in our hearts, of course, Earth. NASA has a whole fleet of missions looking down at Earth to help us learn more about it. And who better to talk about this, to celebrate Earth Day with us and talk about space exploration is Dr. Karen St Germain, the Earth Science Division Director at NASA. Good morning, Karen. How are you doing today?
Good morning. Happy Earth Day.
Happy Earth Day, and I saw you post on Twitter this week about the release of a new Earth Venture instrument. Tell me a little bit about how this instrument will help with future explorations and some of this awesome research that's been going on.
Well, our Earth Venture program is a competitive program that allows universities and companies to propose instruments that NASA should fly. So this will be a competitive selection. So I don't know yet what we'll select, but I know that it will be impactful in understanding our Earth as a system.
I love that. And of course, NASA has a number of Earth science missions this year. Is there one that maybe you personally are most excited about?
Well, I'm excited about all of our missions, but I'll tell you about our next one, which is the Tropics mission. This is a constellation of CubeSats that will look down and give us an unprecedented view of how hurricanes evolve and intensify. So we're looking forward to that launch in the next couple of months. And then later in the year, we'll be launching the Surface Water and Ocean Topography mission, or we call it SWOT. And that will give us an unprecedented view of how our oceans are changing as they warm, as well as how inland water, that's reservoirs, lakes, and rivers, how their levels are changing with the changing climate.
Wonderful. And of course, today is the 52nd Earth Day. What has been going on in regards to some observations and what has NASA been able to, some main takeaways over the last 5 decades?
Well, of course, Earth Day started with that beautiful Earthrise view that happened during the Apollo mission. And ever since then, over that 50 years, NASA satellites have been looking down at the Earth, making observations and really tracking how the whole system is changing. And on Earth Day, we're trying to share with everyone how we see the world. We're trying to share all the information we have and make that information impactful for people making decisions in cities, coastal communities, and the agriculture community across the country.
So many cool things happening, and kind of bringing it back home here to our area. How does all of this Earth science related work in NASA kind of, impact our community here in Texas, really on a day-to-day basis? How can we maybe get more involved in this conversation as well?
Well, I think it's really important for people to be informed and to learn about how the Earth is changing. In our own country, in the West, we're seeing increasing drought and heat waves, and in the Gulf Coast, we're seeing rising sea level that's driving coastal flooding in communities there, as well as harmful algal blooms, and perhaps more importantly, where you are, is longer and more intense hurricane seasons.